Okay, today I wanted to talk about switching a TD-6 from positive ground to negative ground. So whenever I first got this cat, it was positive ground, meaning that the positive terminal of the battery goes to the body of the cat. If you look, the way it was wired up, this is red, and it goes to the body of the cat, and that would be the positive terminal. Well, I've switched it the other way around, so if you look, that's the positive over here, which the gray wire, which used to be ground, goes to the starter. That red wire right there comes from the alternator and is positive. That cable there actually goes to this little hydraulic pump that I have that runs these cylinders for the blade. Now I have it negative ground, meaning that the body of the cat is negative. It hasn't messed with any of my gauges, obviously, because oil pressure is just a pressure gauge. Water temperature doesn't need electricity. None of these gauges need electricity. The cat itself wasn't changed at all. The only thing that was changed is I have an alternator, which is the AC Delco whatever tractor alternator, and it mounted in there really easy. I had to cut these fins in order to get clearance for the air cooling fins. Now the positive battery off of the alternator runs directly back to the positive of my battery, and I have the body of the alternator grounded to the cat. Now, none of the lights work, none of the electronics work, so all this does is it charges the battery and allows me to run my blade, which is on that little electric hydraulic pump there that came off of a mixer truck. The starter is the same starter that it had whenever I first got the cat. It'll start the same direction on positive or negative ground. So I didn't change the starter. All I did was hooked it up backwards. It worked. So that's, I guess, the answer to the question of whether you can easily change a cat or an old tractor or whatever from positive to negative ground. It's pretty easy, but none of the electronics work. So the headlights don't work, taillights don't work, nothing works, but none of the gauges need electricity, so it doesn't really matter. One other thing I'd like to mention is that I always keep the battery disconnected whenever I'm not using the cat, because the one-wire alternators, they draw a current all the time to keep a magnetic charge, and that'll drain your battery within a couple weeks. I guess the point of this video is that you can change a cat over to positive ground without changing the starter and without changing anything, but just wiring it positive ground and ignoring the current system. The starter is the same, or the starter button, everything's exactly the same.